Hey guys, what's going on? Well, let's see. Did you eat that crap? I don't know. Looks like the ducks are getting smarter by the day. Those cheese balls, they're in the mulch. Okay, I can handle that. Let's take a look around here. Alright, now as you know, I've been trying to get my van running, but it's a bit of a mission because it won't start. I took the batteries out, and I've had this battery on the charger for about 7 hours. Now I want to see if the battery is good or bad. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a valuable little tool. This is my snap-on battery tester. Now the first thing we want to do, if you understand how batteries work, they're going to have a voltage, which is the amount of force that's behind the electrons. But that's not the only thing about a battery. A battery has to be able to provide current, which is the flow of electrons. If a battery is old, degraded, sulfated, oxidized, whatever, it will never be able to achieve a proper charge. Even if it does reach the voltage, the acid inside the battery can become stratified, in which case the upper part of the battery may have, it may have a different pH than the bottom, and when the battery charges, it charges unevenly. So although it may have adequate voltage, what will happen is that when you start to draw current, the voltage will drop rapidly. So what they have done, and this unit is from the 1970s as far as I can tell, who knows, it may even be older. This contains basically a heater, which is inside of this base. And what it does, it gets hot. That's what we know as resistance in electricity. It's like friction. As the electrons go through it, that energy behind the electrons is converted to heat. That's known as dissipated power. Anyway, to test the battery, first thing I will do is disconnect the battery charger. All right. Then I'm going to use the leads from the battery tester. I'm going to connect the negative lead to the negative side and the positive lead to the positive side. And you'll notice when I do that, a light comes on and the meter moves. Now what would happen if I connected this thing backwards? Would anything blow up? No. I'll go ahead and connect it backwards. Okay, we'll connect this here. Notice that the light comes on, but look at the meter. It doesn't work. It's designed to work in only one direction. So we'll go ahead and connect it the right way. As you can see, the light is on. Now, this does not tell the exact voltage, but it has a meter that shows a range. And you can see here that it has something listed for load and for no load. And notice, it's just barely in that green range for no load. So maybe it's not fully charged, but it's been sitting there for 7 hours, so I tend to think it is charged. Now to test it, you move this lever and it triggers a solenoid, which will then apply the load. Now I'm going to go ahead and test it. Now notice, look at how quickly it drops. Okay, it should be in this green range when it's in use. But once the load is applied, look, it drops into the red range. That's not good. Also notice that the voltage has dropped significantly. And this is just from a few seconds of a load. So imagine when you're trying to start a diesel engine and you pull all that current. Well, you have a problem. It's dropped even below the red range of no load, which means that this battery is garbage. Let's hit it again. Wow, that really is bad. Oh, it's dropping even farther into the red. This is absolutely horrible. It is climbing up somewhat, but this is unacceptable. Anyway, bought it from Costco. Has the date of 2021. So I have the receipt. I'll have to take it back there and get it replaced. If this was a salvage battery from a trash pile, I might try to desulfate it do whatever needs to be done. But in this case, totally unacceptable. This is really, really pathetic. Now you might wonder, what would a functional battery act like? Let's give it a try. I have my truck right here. We'll go ahead and connect this. Positive to the positive side and negative to the negative side. Okay. A little tricky getting that on there sometimes. There we go. The light comes on, and notice they're still kind of low. That isn't too good. Let's go ahead and load test it. It stays in the green range when load tested, although this battery isn't that great either. Well, makes you wonder about the quality of batteries nowadays. But these batteries are from 2020. They're also from Costco. And again, I'm not saying that their products are garbage, but interstate batteries have not been like they used to be. It is a little dark because it's about 7 o'clock. It's starting to get dark. And again, I connected this thing at 11 o'clock before lunch, at least to the other battery. I was driving the truck today, but I guess my truck batteries might be on their last days. Anyway, I'm going to try to do a more detailed detailed video on battery condition and ways that you can sometimes recondition them. But this was just a quick video to show what's happening. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this battery charger. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect it to the batteries in my truck. Hopefully I don't have another failure going here. Okay, yeah, they definitely need a bit of a thing there. Now, you often hear that sparks from a battery can cause an explosion, and that is very true. If the battery is in an enclosed space and it builds up, hydrogen gas can explode. But in a setting like this that's out in the open, it's out here in the yard, it's not in an enclosed space, there's air blowing through this engine compartment. Hydrogen is a gas that's lighter than air. The chance of it exploding is extremely small. It has a better chance of exploding when you're trying to start the battery or if your alternator overcharges it. But anyway, these trucks do use 2 batteries. There's actually another one right here. They're wired in parallel. These were purchased at the same time. Of course, it's 2020. The date has faded. But I have a feeling that, like all batteries, after about 3 to 4 years, they'll probably be no good. And I'll have to buy another set of batteries. And of course, even though the batteries don't last as long, they sure don't get any cheaper. And that's kind of a shame. But anyway, I'll just let this charge up, and then I'll probably run the same test on my truck batteries just to see how they're doing. Batteries have an internal resistance, and when that changes, they can actually self-discharge. And when you have 2 batteries connected in parallel like this, they can actually discharge each other. So it's always important that if you have 2 batteries in your vehicle, you replace them both at the same time to avoid that problem. Anyway, that's a quick battery tutorial. I'll talk to you later.